Now I'd like to really address the chartered flight which has been organised via Chimu Adventures. I'd like to make it really clear that this flight was not organised by the Australian government. This flight was organised by stranded Aussies with contacts back home and Chimu Adventures. There were a lot of conditions and uncertainties when this option became available. They needed to make sure that they filled the plane for it to go ahead. They needed upfront payment, and it only was leaving from Lima at the time. And since then, I think they've also managed to allow for people from Cusco to get on this flight as well. Those in remote locations unable to travel because of the lockdown miss out. The cost of this flight, $5,126 per person for an economy seat and $10,000 for a business class seat. The plane did fill and they did hit the quota. However, they were still waiting on permission. This is where the government came in. The government are assisting in speaking with the Peruvian government to obtain permissions for the flight to take place. That's all. The Australian government did not come up with the idea. They have not organised it, arranged it, or even pushed for it. Everything has been done by others. I do want to say, I take my hat off to Chimu Adventures. You are taking a lot of people home who are going to be very happy to be back home safe with their friends and family. Unfortunately, this isn't a viable option for everyone who is stranded. We have in writing that the Australian government will not arrange repatriation flights for us. We have no choice at this stage but to either get on the Chimu Adventure flight, which is full, or stay. Some can't afford it, as I said, and others are not in locations to be able to catch the flight even if they could. As each day passes, more and more nations are sending planes to get their people home. Germany, Israel, Russia, Switzerland, UK, Ireland, USA, Chile, Mexico, and Brazil. How is it that they are able to organise these flights at reasonable costs and some with payment options, not upfront charge, and Australia can't? I don't understand why Australia won't. I'm pretty disgusted with Scott Morrison's address on Friday, condemning Australians for not adhering to travel warnings. Travel advice to not travel to Peru specifically, went out on the 17th or 18th of March. We went into lockdown midnight Monday, the 16th of March. We were only given 24 hours notice to get out. I'm not really sure how you expect people to be able to do this. I think it's really, really unfair to push this back on us. Scott Morrison, are you aware us Australians travelling also pay taxes? The comment, why should Australians back here pay for you to come home? Just because we're travelling doesn't mean we don't pay tax. We have been paying tax our entire career. And actually those taxes, very high tax mind you, pays your wages, your cabinet's wages, the military's wages, and the running of our nation. So why are we not entitled to government assistance to get home? Why? This statement that you made and many other set statements that you have made, quite frankly, are just simply outrageous. No one here is asking for a handout. We are asking for assistance, which only you can provide us in this circumstance. The situation is scary. I realise and I acknowledge that everyone around the world and Australians back home are also suffering from coronavirus in many different ways. Unfortunately, I can only speak to my experience, and I can only speak to the situation that I am in right now. And that is, what is to come is terrifying. The lockdown here in Peru has already been extended as of yesterday to April 12th. What is going to happen between now and then? So when we get to April 12th, is it going to be extended even more? We are having to pay for hotels, food, things that we probably didn't expect to be paying for because by now I should be home with my family. I would like to make it really clear, as again I said, I can only speak for myself, but I know a majority of Australians are in the same position as me. I am safe. I have food. I have water. The hotel I'm staying at is very good, and we are all banding here together to be comfortable and be safe and look after each other. However, I am far, far away from home. It's not fair that our government is not helping to get us out of here and is expecting us to pay through the nose to get home. What we're asking is, please, Qantas, Virgin, and the Australian government, think of us, think of your people. Put us first for a minute and help make arrangements to get us home. Especially families who are stranded here with kids, the elderly, those with medical conditions, and also getting those who are in remote areas to a city where they can get on a flight. I'm not really sure what else I can say. I hope that I have clearly articulated the situation and that this video will help all us Aussies stranded here in Peru to get home. Thanks.